Go ahead.
All right, let's open the meeting and approve last month's minutes.
I finally got smart and put it on 2 sides instead of wasting 2 pieces of paper. It only took me 10 years. Ridiculous. I didn't think of that. The paper's expensive.
All right. Get this sheet.
Oh, I can get it, right? You don't want to come this way. I can record. There you go.
All right, Lisa, here on the top of the sheets, we'll start with you.
Awesome. Okay, so I think you guys have already been made aware that the American Legion Auxiliary has decided to try to do some community outreach stuff with the ball field. I went and got estimates for the paint today. He's gonna get back with me. Josh Fitzwater, that was gonna help with the painting. He said, while I've got the paint machine there, do you think they would care if we went ahead and repainted the ball or the hoops, the flagpole? And Legion would also like to donate a flag for the flagpole too, if there's a possibility of somebody straightening the pole. Because it's pretty cockeyed. That was one of their things. They'd like to, but they'd like for somebody to straighten that if it's possible, or we can try to find somebody to do it. But also the guardrails and maybe the benches, if it came down to it. He said if I've already got paint in my sprayer, see if that's okay to do that too. That would be a different kind of paint. We can't use the latex that we would use to repaint the dugouts with it. So there is that. I went ahead and got estimates from the hardware store on the lumber and stuff to go ahead and fix the dugouts. Roger said it's probably going to be around $350 between those and replacing the boards on the bleachers, which that is up for you guys to decide. I just went ahead and got the numbers because I had told you guys we were going to go ahead and look at that stuff. All of the manpower that we have thus far is volunteer. I'm hoping to get a little bit more as soon as I make a post about doing cleanup day and get everything ready. I spoke with Josh Foxworthy and Landon Davenport today just to see what they were wanting to do, what was on their list of stuff to get ready to put ball teams in there and start playing stuff. They're pretty much on the same as us. Let's see. The Little League's gonna help anything, they said anything that they can. So if there's any funds that we can't get from the town, then we'll go ahead and see what they can do. He wanted me to let you guys know that they're gonna turf over that concrete pad that's on the north side of the concession stand. And there's a turf that they use on batting cages now that helps, because the concrete tears up the balls and the equipment so bad. They want to turf over that concrete so the balls don't bounce quite as much and don't get torn up. And then they, I think, are going to come to you guys and see about installing some batting cages that are heavy duty ones like they've got at Fountain Central. And they would be paying for that. That's not cost for the town, from what I understood from the conversation. Did you tell me that both of the toilets in the concession stand work now?
One of them is leaking. I think it's the one on the west side has a drip, so it's just shut off underneath the toilet.
Okay.
One of them is cracked, but I don't.
It's the women's.
They're both in bad shape, but one of them
The
is
whole
cracked.
building's in bad shape.
Well, really the concrete floor is the issue.
Well,
Yeah, but anyway.
and we're kind of talking about just getting it to be usable for the ball teams. Would like to bring the teams back to Kingman next year. And the adult softball players are kind of wanting to be able to use the field to do stuff. Also on Kingman Freedom Day, there will be a softball tournament in town. I'll get more information on that hopefully next day or so, when she gets back with me, once she's got a hold of her teams. And then it's going to be a home run derby. All of the proceeds that they make are going to go towards the fireworks fund. Actually, any of the donations, any of our 50/50 that we get, that's gonna go back towards the town, the field, the fund for the fireworks. So I would like to ask for the ability to get the funds for fixing the things that need to be fixed. If anybody besides Kendall would like to come out and see what's kind of on the list, I have no problem with coming out and showing anybody. Just making sure that it's the same things. And I don't know anything about plumbing, but I do know that we'll have to get the toilets fixed before heat can go back in there.
Mhm.
Would break it. I think so. Like, it'd be worse than I came in with it.
I mean, I'll make a motion to fund the painting and the boards or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you say
So-
you had an estimate on the paint?
Huh?
Did you say you had an estimate on the paint?
I went in and he's getting it.
Oh,
for
you
me.
said he-
I went in to get it. He's getting it for
It
me.
doesn't matter, just get it and paint it.
Yeah.
The basketball hoops too.
That's
And
fine.
all
Everything.
that stuff.
That's- Whatever you want to paint, paint it.
Fantastic.
Speaking of the dugout that's messed up, I had the guy that put the roofs on come and look at it. I think he might have met you down there on Saturday.
Mhm.
He sent me an estimate to fix those bleachers, put all the boards on, get that dugout straightened up, $950. So, I mean, I don't. Still up to you guys. I mean, I'm not trying to step on your guys' toes. I'd called him before you guys got involved, so.
Oh, no, you're fine. It was kind of, we're looking for, the Legion's just kind of, the auxiliary is kind of looking for ways to reach back out and do
Right.
some things for the community.
But to straighten it up and rebrace it and fix all the boards and then fix the bleacher boards, materials and labor, $950.
Most of that, I'm pretty sure that all the volunteers can handle. I know I can myself.
Right, and that's
Same with
fine.
the plumbing, so.
Oh, you're fine.
I don't care. It's up to you guys.
They want to do it.
They want to do it one way.
Yeah.
I'll look to flagpole and see what we can do with it.
Did we ask the town for donations for that to see if anybody would want
Me.
before everyone just takes on, like, we make a post to see who would donate for it?
Donate for.
Like the stuff that we need?
We have a
We
park
have
budget.
funds.
We have a
Oh.
park budget.
For
Oh, okay.
materials.
If it's something that we can't handle, then we'll go to Bussy and see what their guys will say after that. If it's something we can't do.
That's fine, as long as we have an answer, yes or no by next meeting, so we can get this ball rolling.
Okay. And then also Kendall had said something about there being some more money available to the park, but there had to be a park board in order to be able to apply for those things.
What I've been told in the past, that if you want to go for any kind of a grant,
Yes,
you have to have a park board.
Mhm.
yes.
How do we get
And-
that started?
Pardon me?
How do we get that started?
That's why these two
Well,
are here.
I don't know all the, I suppose as long as you get, I don't know how we have to document or
Right.
inform anybody, but as long as we have 3 or more members that are designated as a park board. 2 years ago, I put out a post asking, I got no response. I also put out to other clerks, what are their experiences with park board, and I got nothing but negative. And where the issue comes in is you have a park board that will go off and plan to spend all this money, and sometimes they'll spend money that they don't have the authority to spend, and then it gets the budget in trouble. So there has to be, no matter what the amount is, these guys have to approve it to make sure we have the
Right.
funds to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's common sense stuff, but I got a lot of negative from other clerks from other towns.
I'm just
with
gonna
their
tell you, we have a
experiences.
park board in Wingate right now, they're $40,000 in the hole on a project. They tore down a building, now they're $40,000 in the hole to get a building built back.
Okay, well. I mean,
So, that's my opinion.
You would
about
have a
park board.
tight leash and a shock collar on with this board.
But in
And
my opinion, if you're gonna have a park board, you need to have a town board representative on it.
I don't disagree with that, but
Anyway, we've been budgeting $20,000 for the park the last couple of years, so.
Yeah.
So it's not like we don't have a little bit of money to spend down there.
Awesome.
We're not gonna just spend it just for whatever, but
Yeah.
if something needs to be done, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, and that was what Josh had said was, making sure And maybe even replacing the windows.
My opinion, before we spend a bunch of money in that building, I
Can we
already
just-
had a halfway plan to get a new building there.
Mhm.
Okay.
That was gonna be brought up before we got
Yeah.
carried away,
Yeah.
so.
Well,
So,
and that's awesome too. So maybe doing the bare minimum that
The
we
bare
need to
minimum,
make it
yes.
usable until that happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Building next, or you can put a new building on that concrete slab next year.
That concrete slab.
Okay.
You can take that,
Yeah.
take
yeah,
all of it out and be
Done with
done with it.
it, no better.
Yeah, I'm sure Little League will probably appreciate that a whole lot more.
But if they want to put a batting cage there, it kind of defeats the purpose of all the way down, but it, you can still put line down and,
Well, and he didn't give a timeline on that, so that may be
Right.
something he's not planning to do until next year.
I don't know. I'm in the process of trying to figure out where we can come up with all the money and getting a design and numbers and see where we're at least.
Okay. Well, would you maybe be willing to meet me down there or something, so we could just
Yes.
talk about what the bare minimum needs to be just to make do.
Yep.
And I've got a gal that's coming that's wanting some community service hours, and she's gonna drill through that place and clean up as much as she possibly can.
Good.
So we can at least make it doable for the Kingman 4th of July when we go in there and we do concessions.
Mhm.
And that's okay with all of you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I've talked to you all about that separately, but not together.
I'll give you my number so you can text me and we can get something.
Would it be possible, is the concrete under the pavilion good enough to make that our building? And close that as the community building? And still have a porch?
Don't have any footings under it.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You're gonna have the same problem you have now. That thing's young too.
Concrete crap.
Yeah, I didn't know. I think it needs a new roof. It got painted once, but that was laughable. The painting job. On the pavilion roof.
Okay, well, I guess that's all I needed. I appreciate you guys.
Let me know, I'll
21st
come
is-
down too.
Awesome. Huh?
June 21st, right?
June 21st, yes.
Haley, you were just with Lisa? Or you
Yeah.
have something? Okay.
Yeah, no, I was just listening.
Rick?
I just need to know if you guys had yelled at me for anything. We're dealing with that water out there on that one place and, we checked it over and over and over and there appears to be no leak. You know, I don't know what you want to do next, you know? The only other thing would be we'd have to be back to the meters.
When you put a new meter in, that's what you wanna do.
That's the one that's been high for a couple times, or we're talking about another place?
Yeah.
One's been
Her bill's $4,000 now because her last reading was 18,000 gallons. And, can't find a leak.
Jay's been there, looked at it, I've looked at it, Lonnie's been there, and it's not turning. There's no leak. We shut it off underneath the trailer and went back half hour later and it hadn't moved. So there's not a leak in the ground going to it. And,
I don't know, those kids turning on, I mean, I don't stand there and watch it all the time, I have no idea, but we can put a new meter in it, try that if that's what you guys wanna do.
if it had that big a leak, there ought to be a lake out there someplace.
That's what I
That's
said.
what we were thinking.
150,000 gallons in 2 months, that, in the winter time when the ground was frozen, it was going up.
I had one on the other trailer at one time, and but you could see it, the meter was running, it was leaking. And we dug it up, it never did come up, but it was a brick, and there was a clay tile about 2 foot over, and it just forced right over that clay tile and went straight to the creek. But the meter was spinning, this one here is just not turning, so, you know, I don't know. That'd be the next thing to try, is try that and see, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You know, the same lady's been there for several years. You could go back and see what she's used in the past, kind of use a little common sense to figure out where it should be, you know? And it was froze up there in December or whatever. And the day we found out about it, we didn't tell you till it's thawed out. And we come up and got it fixed that day, so I don't know how long it'd been leaking before that. The water had been froze, so, I don't know.
Well, it's just perplexing that, like I said, over the 2 months, it was over 120,000 gallons, which is more than our water tower. And
Well,
the ground surely wouldn't have soaked all that up, so
That's what I say.
that's why I feel like,
You called us, we went and read it over and over and over, and it's not turning, so
I don't know.
the next thing I know would be try that meter and see.
Is it turning when you turn the water on in the house, or no one turn,
Yes.
run any
If
water?
you went in the house, they turn the faucet on, it would turn.
It'll turn.
They can shut the faucet off and it quits. You know,
Did you do that gallon test we talked about, where you make sure it measured exactly the gallons you put in a bucket?
Yep.
so like, she's afraid the kids are messing with this toilet, so she's got it shut off underneath the toilet. So they have to turn it on whenever they use it, just to make sure that the toilet's not running or whatever, so I feel like we've done everything we possibly do outside of try the meter and see where it goes from there, I don't know.
You have any extra ones?
I don't have any old ones. I got some new ones.
Gary, you wanna come in and sit down?
There's
There's a seat for you. Yeah,
Oh, you mean you have new
well,
ones?
I mean, she's never gonna be able to pay
We need
that.
on the old ones, if you have new ones.
I don't have one that I used one.
Oh, that's fine.
I can put a brand new one in there.
Yeah, put it in.
That's fine.
Just don't throw that one away, but we have for sure.
Right. What's that address, Kate, over there? It's all right, I can. 632, I think. I don't know, 632.
Anyway, that's all I had, I just wanted to know where you gonna go from here. I can dig up the line, but it's not leaking, so you're gonna do us any good,
I mean, we'll change the meter, but it's still high. She must be doing something with it. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, put a meter in there and see, check it each week or whatever, and see what we got,
Isn't there a way to put, cause I know the gentleman's having issues with his readings, put it on inside his house? So he had his own meter measuring and our meter measuring. Is there a way to meter it
They can go buy a meter.
after the meter, you know what I mean?
They can go buy a meter and put it inside, but
I don't know.
I'm not gonna put one inside.
I'm not.
That's a whole new liability.
Yeah,
Say I'm not.
Yeah, 632 East Walnut.
Maybe we'll try that and see what happens, and if not, we'll back up and figure out another way.
Thanks, Rick.
I'll go get some,
TJ, here.
I'm just being that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't need anything.
All right. Brooke and Mark.
Yeah, Kingman Friends, events coming up. Obviously, you're aware of the 4th of July parade and fireworks. We talked to James Patton. We're going to do the parade at 7 p.m. to kind of close that gap between parade time and firework time.
That's a
It's
good
like
idea.
a long day of the year. But we'll need to close off State Street like we normally do for that. So maybe, I don't know how far ahead of time you normally close it, an hour or half an hour even.
like a half hour, isn't
I
it?
think it's a half hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 6:30, parade's pretty quick, but, so yeah, 6:30, so on June 21st, we're just gonna close up State Street for that at 6:30. July 26th, Kingman Friends, we have a backpack giveaway for the kids at the park. We just need pavilion access for that, that's all. We're doing that from 11 to 12. It's pretty-
We'll give you this paper for dates.
That's always super quick. We're doing something new this year in October 16th to the 18th during Covered Bridge, Kids Business Expo.
So we would basically get vendors, kid vendors.
Mhm.
We're gonna open it countywide. Covington happens to be on the same fall break as Fountain Central. I already talked to the superintendent of Fountain Central, she's a go. Haven't talked to Covington yet. Attica didn't look like they had a fall break from what I could tell from the calendar. So we thought, what we would do is, sorry, I totally. Charge $20 for the whole 4 days. If the Attica kids couldn't make the Thursday, the Friday, morning, then they could do
Friday afternoon through Saturday for $10. That way they still get to participate
Mhm.
in case, and, you know, it's not they're charging the whole $20. I would request that it be non-electrical, because I'm not dealing with any type of that again. So none of the kids could have a booth that required electricity, and then you guys know we do have event insurance to cover that. But any suggestions are welcome.
You talking about like lemonade stand? Are you talking
Yeah,
about kids
yeah, I
just
just don't want a bunch of,
crafts and
it's
Yeah.
one thing each, you know, I'm not gonna have 10 lemonade stands. It's gonna
Right.
be first come, first serve, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just to get kids out there and, you know, hopefully the community can support them and, you know, just something kind of fun to do.
Yeah,
I think it would be a good experience. And it's
Yeah.
K through 12, I don't care how old the kids are, as long as the parents aren't running it for them.
Yeah, we just want to promote entrepreneurship with the kids.
That's good.
Yeah, well, that'd be cute.
Yeah.
I think it'd be super cute. I do need to know, you guys might know, I need to know, because we could have a great turnout or a light turnout. I need to know where the park land ends when it's going back towards Jones. Does anybody know?
So you know where have you seen that lane?
Yeah, I've seen
People-
John's Lane, yeah.
John mows on the east side of that and we mow on the west side of that. So I don't know if
Okay.
that's the official border, but up to that lane
But-
line is basically
But
where
back, like, all the way,
back that burn pile is.
okay,
So all the way behind the back,
Okay.
against the wooded section.
okay, good to know, just in case we needed the space. I really hope.
That'd be amazing if you
It'd be
feel
great if we
that.
did.
I know, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Be the biggest thing
I think-
Kenyon's ever seen.
Well, I think just be really excited for it. We're gonna send, you know, reminders home and we'll send it out at the beginning of school. Reminders home with the parents with pamphlets and all that, but anyway, I'll shut up about that.
You're good. You're good. You may not know yet, but obviously Trunk or Treat we do every year. Halloween's on Friday this year, so we'll do it on the 31st. Presumably that'll be Halloween night in Kingman with that. If you guys,
That's
if you guys want to do Halloween on the 31st, I assume you wouldn't be in
Might as
Friday.
well.
And I forget what the hours are normally for trick or treating. I think 6 to 8, but I'm not.
I think so.
100% Sure. So we need park access to the restrooms like normal for the trunk or treat. And we'll do ours at 6.
Okay.
And that's it. Thanksgiving meal drop off, which you guys don't have to worry about. But
Yeah, let's do that to them, that way they can have that, but that's what you noticed that we had planned, so.
yep, that's it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
you.
Good job.
Thank you.
So it's not a success until you say good job.
All right, Tim.
Well, I've done what I could in 2 months. I would not say I'm done, but I am a long way towards it.
I would say it looks better than it did for sure. But I'd like to see the front porch a little nicer.
Yeah, I've had it cleaned off once or twice already, but it keeps gathering stuff again.
But well, we do have cleanup day on Saturday.
Yep.
And we're looking to bring anything.
Yeah, I'm planning on, I've got a few tires and a few other things that, yes, thank you. I just took a picture of that. I can't get anything else inside until I can buy a couple more things. And that'll be a couple more weeks.
About 10, you basically put
Yeah.
10 around all the stuff.
Until I can get, I plan on rebuilding the garage eventually. Until I can do that, I'm gonna, do that.
Your guys' thoughts?
Definitely needs cleaned up.
Need you to keep progressing and not go backwards.
I plan on it.
You're in a meeting, Jay.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm with it. I don't want to fight you. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I really don't want to. But if it starts going backwards, we're gonna have to do something.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, this is what, second time we kind of
Yeah.
done this.
Mhm.
I'm in a little better,
It's not just us, the neighbors aren't happy about it.
Yeah, and that,
I'm sure they're not. Yeah, I'm in a little better mental state than I have been. Yeah, on some medication that helps me, care, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I don't make any excuses, but I'll do what I can. I mean, I just don't have any more money right now to spend on. I mean, it is what it is.
as long as you keep progressing in the right way, cleaning it up and get it done, I'm good. But like I said, if it starts going backwards, I'm gonna have to find.
Are metal prices down right now?
Yeah, they're crap. They're $130 a ton. I just called them the other day.
Mm.
And I mean, they'd get rid of some stuff, but probably got more than that in most of it.
Mm.
I could come back next month. I don't think you have to come back next month, but I'll let you guys.
I mean, as long as you're showing progress and we can see it.
Mhm. I mean, I've got a little bit of room. I can, and then ones I've got put up now that I can get some stuff tucked in, but not gonna be a lot. I mean,
Like I said, if it starts going back the other way, then we're gonna have to do something.
Mhm.
all right. I understand.
All right. But thank you for cleaning it up, what you have. Just keep going, please.
Well,
Right, thank you.
and where were these
gonna
dumpsters gonna be at?
Gonna be at the park.
Park?
Mhm.
All right.
Just bring a water bill stub?
It doesn't have to be the current one, does it?
No.
Okay,
I
because
mean, if I see you, if I'm there,
you
I'm there now.
sent, that one. Because I'm not getting the first one. The original one for
It
some
should be going
reason.
right to your PO box, because she puts them right in the box.
Yeah, I have not gotten a single first one. I only get the second one. And you sent one the other day, a printout of it, and you had this in with it and everything. You said, you explained what it was, something
Okay,
about,
yeah,
we're
I
not,
think there was an issue. I
we're
think
on
I
the
might be
list or
down.
something. I don't remember.
Yeah,
but-
you should be good now.
I lost that damn paper. I was looking for it, been looking for it the last 2 days and.
You bring the junk down and throw it away, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
We know you live in town.
Okay.
They won't stop you, trust me.
No.
Right.
Okay. And that's,
So did you get the current one though in your box?
no, that's when you gave me the letter that was explaining. That was that was this one. Yeah.
Okay. I think if for some reason in your, customer options, it was do not print paper bill, but
Yeah,
none of those are checked now, so you should,
I just
Moving
mentioned to it
forward.
the last time we come in and paid,
yeah. I don't
and
know why.
you weren't here. There's another lady was here, and she said she'd say something to you about it.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, moving forward, you should be getting it in your box. I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
They don't work
Okay.
out a whole lot. All right, thank you.
That's all I can't say else. Gary.
Hey, I don't know if you.
Nope, you're up. You live farthest.
Regarding the paving project, I sent a letter of recommendation following our last meeting that we had. It probably wouldn't hurt for you to make a formal motion to accept Milestone Contractors as a contractor to move forward with.
This will be something you just.
And then I have 3 copies of the contract with Milestone that you and Kendall signed. The letter to NDOT, was that what that was?
Are you about this one? for the 3 board members to
Oh,
sign?
Form 96, yeah.
Yes.
That one. And then this letter to NDOT, which will transmit the stuff that they asked for their letter.
So you need all 3 board members on this.
Yeah.
I couldn't see the clear.
I'll make a motion to use Milestone.
I'll second.
I agree. All new material, right? All new material, virgin material, or whatever you wanna call it.
Virgin, yeah.
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 You need this back there.
Yeah.
Should need to make a copy for you.
Well, I'll be sending it to Kendall so she can forward it to NDOT. So you'll have a copy.
You
All
want me to
this
make a
stuff.
copy of it?
If you
No.
want to keep a copy tonight.
You send it to me when you're done, with
Okay.
whatever you have to do with it. Be fine.
All right, Gary, where do you want me to sign on this one? Top. It says typed or printed. Name of
Yeah,
organization.
Your signature and date,
Okay.
6/2. Send this stuff to NDOT and then it should be sending you a grant agreement.
Or she wouldn't send out those alarming emails. Urgent, urgent.
I got one. That's what I was gonna say. These papers take care of
What do you
that,
mean?
right?
Yeah.
And it says due June 27th. I
Yeah.
get that like May
Yeah, it's not
31st.
June
Urgent, urgent. I'm like,
27th yet.
some, you know, and Gary, have I dropped the ball on something? What's urgent, you know? Because I sent that one to Brian signed right away and.
Yeah.
There's one on there needs my signature, did you say?
It's the same thing.
Yeah, all 3 of them need your signature too,
Okay.
to attest his.
There it is.
Yeah.
Did you get that letter to sign? You do.
That one?
Thank you.
Thank you. You can keep one of these. Okay, the only other thing I have is, I know we talked briefly about the effluent line at the treatment plant. And taking a look at the water level in the effluent structure being up to where it overflows the weir. That thing, that 8-inch pipe should be able to handle between, let's see, it's been a while since I looked at this. Yeah, looking at 1 million gallons per day it should push through that. There's only a 2.4 foot of head loss, and you got 3.18 feet available. Now that's assuming it's a free discharge at the end of the pipe and the creek's not backed up and submerging the outlet of that pipe. Which I don't know if anybody knows if that's happening.
Well, last time it was backed up, I went to the creek and looked, and it was not backed up in the creek.
Okay.
It almost, like maybe it needed to be bending or something, like it wasn't getting enough air to let it flow out, because it was backed up there, there was no way for it to draw air
I see.
to suck the water out. Maybe there just needs to be a big vent up there, I don't know. It
The
might
other
just
thing
be-
I wondered about if it's partially clogged or something.
Well, I always wondered that too.
My guy stopped there to camera the other day, Gary, and
Yeah,
got halfway through and their battery died on their camera, so I'll try to get that done this next week.
okay.
So I don't know what's in there, it could be plastic to clay pipe to,
See, it's plastic,
Who
but
knows
it
how
pops
all
off
this
and
is
it goes to clay, but they're all separating up through there. Everything that they seen was separating, but they didn't get.
it could be a combination of both. That line may be collapsed in the middle and it's not getting in the air to
Yeah.
vent it to.
Okay. Well, we'll see what, jump into designing a new 12 or 15 inch line without knowing if we're gonna do some sort of issue.
Well, I didn't require that kind of investigation anyway to get a construction permit approved, so.
Yeah, true. So,
Boy,
unless you have anything for me, I think it's all I had.
Hey, how about, what's going on with the generators?
I could do this.
Yeah,
He's hoping to let you know.
Get out of here. My electrical engineer's been dealing with Jory Luce at BBC Pump Company.
Yeah.
And the most recent email I got, which was a couple of days ago, I thought I had it with me. Yeah, May 30th. After reviewing, Usimco feels that it could be possible, that's what soft starts in there. But we need to do a bit more of an in-depth engineering review to ensure that there will be enough space for the soft starters to fit in existing dams. So that's all I know at this point. They're
And that'll probably work down here, but I don't think it'll work down there. I think it was just way too out.
at Second Street.
Yeah, I don't think it's close enough. I think that'll probably work down here
At State Street.
at State Street. But I don't see that working out there. We can't even get one pump run. Out
But it
here,
runs okay after you, the generator will run the pump when it's running. It's just,
Not this one down here. It won't run a pump at all.
oh, I thought it was on.
This one down here will run one pump, but it chatters when it comes on. But if you had soft starts in there, you could make do with that. But down here, it won't even run a pump. It's never run a pump since it was installed, not one. It just falls on its face when you turn the pump on. I don't know what's different. I mean, I know their size different, but yeah, it won't run a pump at all down there. So we haven't had a backup generator down there since over a year and a half.
So we've ever tried to kick the pump on, or with the pump running, then you start the generator,
We tried both, and then we
Okay.
didn't do either one. Yeah.
kicks the generator.
It kicks the generator out and throws it over voltage. And it's done that from day one. If you go back and look at the alarms from the day they installed that, they had over voltage that day. I can't believe them guys didn't figure all that out before on startup. You know what I'm saying? That just
Yeah.
blows my mind that Everport didn't figure that out on startup. But anyway,
Okay. Well,
yeah, we tried both ways. I mean, I personally did it with the Everport boss on the phone and did both ways, and it wouldn't work either way, so.
We won't give up on it, I promise.
Yeah, I just hated to spend that kind of money on soft starts being throwing the dice, you know?
Yeah.
Be cheap to soft start on both of them.
Who's paying for soft starts? I was gonna say, it ain't really the town's responsibility to pay for them.
So we're trying to get to the bottom of
I was just curious, I hadn't heard it in a while, so.
it. We'll keep pursuing it. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you.
See you, Gary.
See you.
Have a good
Very
evening.
careful.
All right, Bruce, what you got for us tonight? All right. Everything looks pretty good down there, so,
Good.
yeah, things are looking really good down there. Thank Kendall for letting me ship the chemicals to her house and dealing with that.
No big deal. Only person that upsets is my dog.
He didn't even bark when I went and took it. I never even heard him when I went. and
Yeah,
took it.
that one,
Never heard a thing out of it. No, things look good. Oh, I was gonna ask you, did you get them, bugs that were ordered?
No, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to actually order them or I'll get you some.
Okay,
If-
even two, you
How many do you
know,
need?
just give me two of them, that's fine.
I
I'll put one in the fine screen room, where's the spot, and I'll put one out on the, problem is there ain't no daggone power anywhere down there. I'll have to, run some circuits or something.
I'm in here for you by Monday morning.
Okay, that's fine, no rush. Just-
I'll sit them in here.
But the plant looks really good. I love that plant. I mean, it does a great job. It really does.
I know it's kind of nice, not telling me something's broke.
Right, you know, and I do a really good job maintaining it, doing all the maintenance and everything, and it works like it's supposed to. It's so nice.
Good. That's what
It
we
is,
wanted.
it's a nice plant. I've talked to my Zimmer into buying one, so,
Did you?
yeah,
You run that one too.
I do, yeah. What I got now is about like this one was, so.
So, I understand.
Oh, it's about 15 years old, it's not that old.
Yeah, it's not even 15 years old. It's 12 or 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
and Montezuma.
Yeah,
Not that much problem.
they got fleeced big time by an engineering firm,
Mm.
big time.
And they probably all sleep just fine at night.
Yeah. Well, the engineer doesn't like me.
Not going out there, family. Calm down.
I brought him out with IDEM and the town officials and pointed out everything that he screwed up. House down there. He was mad.
So, but he wouldn't get caught, probably.
Yeah, he did.
Wow.
All right, Mike, you got good news like Bruce?
Yeah, pretty much. There was, testing, everything looks good. About 2 weeks ago, we had a chemical delivery, and he overfilled my tanks. So that's what,
Oh, I saw that back there.
that's why it looks like that does. Their boss is supposed to be coming down, he was supposed to have been down last week, to take a look at the concrete, but hopefully it'll be done this week. I gotta call them all, because I haven't heard anything from their boss, want to take a look at it. Got that acid, it's just gonna continue to eat on that concrete.
Oh, absolutely.
I worked it the heck out of it, but Troy had brought up maybe to see if they'll just keep the cost of putting the phosphate in that system. So I don't even know when that's going to happen. We're still waiting on the paperwork to get the permitting. So
Is that where the chemical bill is so high? Phosphates?
we don't have phosphate,
Oh.
but
There's something.
no, that would have been to
It's
fill the
really,
tanks,
really
because
big.
they were low. I haven't filled them for a long time. But
Oh,
I think he was playing on his phone too long. I moved my first tank out away from the wall, it's in the middle of the room now. I took pictures and sent it to him, so we'll see what happens.
They're gonna have to do something.
Will they replace the concrete?
They're gonna have to do something.
That one. What'd you say, it was something we hadn't gotten in a long time, is that what you mean?
Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've had chemicals, so.
Yeah.
They were very well. That's all I have.
Okay. All right, Vinny.
I don't have anything bad either.
That's
Good.
good.
So I handed all you guys, Cameron, Seymour. I had met with him and went and walked all what Roger Hazard walked and looked at. So this is an estimate from Cameron, a whole lot more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still not cheap, but you guys want a second opinion, so I got one for you. Gary covered the sewer plant and then the road paving,
The sewage.
the
Storm
stormwater.
Oh.
Here's a copy for your records, Kendall.
Okay.
So if you have any questions, I can go over it with you if you guys just want to look over it. Whatever, I don't know that, I mean, it's not like we have enough money to do any of it, so.
Where was the paper that said what Roger was charging? Is that in here?
I've never
Or
seen.
do we have one?
Yeah, you have one.
Okay.
I don't have it.
Was it in the notes? Because I never saw a paper. That goes to all that.
Tell them we're driving the pickup trucks.
That was
Yeah,
it.
Ron, he
Yeah.
had a paper he gave us when he was here, I believe.
I don't know when. What?
Hang on, let's see.
I see there were all money going on, town board members driving the pickup trucks.
$46,049.38.
What?
$46,049.38 was Rogers.
Is it 38,000? No. 30. Yeah, 30,000. Yeah.
38, yeah.
I don't know where we have money to do that.
Cameron Seymour.
Yeah.
I can't do that math in my head.
So anyway, you have that. And then the only other thing I have is we need to make some kind of decision for sure about the fence next to Kendall's mother-in-law's. They're wanting to put it up, but it's still up to you guys. It's,
I think we need to right away.
Yeah.
the problem is if you, and I don't care either way, it's totally up to you guys. If they put up a fence and then put a gate on one side and then the next neighbor puts up a fence and don't put a gate on that side, when you get to where you can't get anywhere, so. But it's totally up to you. I don't care what you guys do. I just need to give the people an answer.
As long as it- I want the right of way with no fence around it, because it'd just be a pain. And you're right, everybody will just go down the line and build the fence bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then Josh has the right of way next to his house, so he couldn't put up a fence in his right of way. Not picking on Josh, not pointing him out, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you know, he couldn't do it, so. It doesn't matter to me, we just need to get something in writing or something to give to them.
I haven't heard back from Ron Siebert, and so I don't
Go out
know.
there and talk to the sidewalk, just wait for him to call you back.
So I don't know what you want to put in writing unless you just want to put the meeting notes that you denied him. Because he's gonna call me.
And I don't care, you guys don't have to deny it, I don't care, I'm just trying to alleviate a problem down the road.
I thought the fence guy was gonna be here, because he called me the other day, I said, well, come to the Toronto board meeting, explain, say he's gonna put a 10-foot gate that would fit a backhoe through there and whatnot. I said, well, come come explain it to the town board, because this is all above my pay grade, I don't understand it all. He was gonna put gates on all three sides for access.
It's totally up to you guys. I don't care what you do.
We need to keep the right of way. No one else can do it.
Well, I would think there'd be an ordinance for that in this town somewhere, whether it was 1950 or 70 or.
Well, I've never come across anything
And
about,
I'd forward some stuff. If I reach out to a lady that does a bunch of municipality stuff,
yeah,
I forward that to Kendall. I mean, it's kind of a overview of nothing set in stone that you could or you couldn't do it. They talk about right of ways and et cetera.
You can't build a house on a public right of way.
Right.
So I don't know what would be the difference.
Yeah, you know what I mean about all the things, so.
I say no fence on the right of way. Build up to it.
what does it need to be so many feet out of the right of way then too? I mean, you know what I mean? Because I mean, if it's right on the line, can you still access it with the backhoe for digging and all that, and then stop a truck for Duke, and, you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, if I have to get in there, I don't care if there's 100 fences there or a building or whatever. At 2:00 in the morning, if there's an issue, I don't care if this building's on the right of way or whatever, an excavator's gonna take it in pieces, so. So, I don't know.
I'm sure there's a width for the easement, whatever the width is, I mean, they can build right up to it. I don't know if you can stop them from doing that.
Can't stop them from being around it.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's 15 foot or 30 foot or whatever it is.
But I don't know what that width is. Surely it's gotta be in the town ordinance somewhere. You take it to the recorder's office or
I would think so.
most easements.
Are all the ordinances in that binder, Kendall?
As far as I know, if there's not some in here, I don't know where they're at.
Why don't we look into getting the company to go through everything and put them on a disc? Just from when the town was created, or was incorporated.
I mean, this is all I
It's
have,
gonna cost a little money, but
where everything else
I think it's gonna be
is.
worth it, because we can type in a keyword and it's gonna pop right up.
Right.
Then I can get you some information on that, Josh. We're getting a website in Wingate that has all the ordinances and they're going through and on a disc where you can actually get online. It's a website for the town, everything. All those ordinances are right on there.
That's a good idea.
I'll get the information of who they're gonna use.
Yeah, is this the same as codifying them? That's different, isn't it? Codifying them?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been through these.
I mean, Deersburg did that a few years, well, I said a few years ago, it's been several years ago, but I haven't worked there for several years, but it's on a disc and just type in the keyword and it pull it right up. Even if they're, all of them, even if they're repealed and changed, it's still all, the other ones are all there too.
You just add them as you change, add more.
Do you remember who done it?
I do not, that's been too long ago.
Same clerk still at Petersburg?
Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
About 25 different ones since then. Nah, I'm exaggerating, but it's been well, 2 or 3
It's
in it.
Kristen, isn't it? Yeah, Kristen Allen.
The deal we're doing in Wingate, it's a website deal, so I mean, I don't know what you guys, and
That's just putting the ordinances on the website.
yeah, but they go through them and
Mhm.
do all that stuff too.
I know that the Indiana Office of Technology will create a free website for us. A basic, I'm not sure, it would be plenty more than what we would need, but I also need to get a .gov email and
I don't really care if it's on the website, I just want to know where we can type, keep a keyboard in on a disc or something. I mean, if we want to put them on here, on the website, I don't care, but
That was, and I just brought that up because it was all, they was going through them and taking out and telling them what ones need to be rewritten and et cetera, so. And they will be on a thumb drive or a disk, and then they also put it on a website, build a website for them, so. Other than that, that's all I have. Down
so
clean
is there a
that day,
decision on
Saturday.
him getting his fence then, or no?
I didn't hear
Is there a
what you
decision on the fence then, or no? We're still.
Not in the right of way.
said. Yeah, can't build it in the right of way.
So I guess we probably need to dig in and try to find what the actual right of way is, 15 foot, 20 foot,
Mhm.
whatever, because that'll be the next thing.
You gonna do that, or do I, or I would do that?
I would call it,
I think it'd be at the recorder's office.
I'd call the recorder's office.
It should be, yes.
There ought to be a recorded easement somewhere.
Have anything, Josh?
I got a few things here. Concession stands. Jay and I went and looked at that last meeting, after last meeting. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, I'm not for fixing that up too much.
Right,
It needs to be, yes.
yeah.
So, I mean, I don't care if we get toilets, whether it's capable of working this summer, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it just needs
Mhm.
replaced.
We just need to decide what we're gonna do.
You
Are
know,
you building a concession stand? Are you building a garage with the concession stand on the end of it for the police car?
I would, my opinion is build a concession stand, bathrooms, and put an office in there for the police officers, so maybe you need some of your public safety money to
Right.
help fund that. I
Mhm.
mean, he has a garage down here that we don't use, so I mean, in my opinion, it's stupid to have another garage. That we have one, but I mean,
I
I could
understand
put one
that.
in there, it's not that.
I mean,
big
if you're
a
gonna put an office there, you might as well keep the car there too.
deal. Right. So, yeah,
I mean, that's my opinion.
yeah, and I agree with you, I was just trying to save the money of, but yeah, a garage there is not a bad deal.
Well, you don't have to make it big, just big enough for the car.
Right. I don't know if there's a way to use some of that public safety money for that, and
I've asked and got no answer. It sounds like it's EMS, police.
I'll
It
ask
doesn't
Janet.
sound to me like it could be used for a building, but
When I see
Instead of
Janet
direct
next
public safety
Tuesday, I'll
benefit.
see what Janet has to say. Janet Alexander, she does multiple towns, local government services, is that their name now?
I think so.
So she's kind of up to date on all what can be used for what.
Why you couldn't use it for the police station?
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't pay to build the whole building if you're gonna use it for
Right.
concession, but you know, get itemized what that part's gonna cost.
Right.
I say if we can't scale it back and do like they did at the tennis courts at the school. That's about the concession out there, if we had to.
Just start with that, and then we could always add to it later.
No, that's a possibility too. We can always add on to it.
Mhm.
There you go.
And if they want to do batting cages, there's still room there to do batting
Smoke
cages.
all in there, right there. Smell anymore.
Got some pickleball courts where the scout building used to be.
That's,
That's where the concession stand was going, in the garage.
Oh,
More
it's
that
gonna be
way.
that big?
No, but that way you got room in between the playground equipment and, I mean, I don't care, I'm just,
I thought you were doing the building where the building is now.
no, cause that concrete's coming up. And I'm
We
just,
gotta take that out.
Oh, I thought you were gonna take concrete up and then put the building back where it.
and then it needs to be further work involved. I mean, that's my opinion. More than votes.
When you pour the concrete, you can put a pickleball court off the side of it.
I think something appealing for adults down there really neat. I know people come from all over to play pickleball courts in Unity.
$20,000 ain't gonna cut it.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, I mean, for a building, you're talking probably a
I'm
couple
talking
hundred
about the
thousand
pickleball
dollars.
court itself, $20,000 ain't gonna cut it.
no.
Oh, I know that. I'm not that stupid.
The building wouldn't be 200,000.
Oh, I should be not.
You know what I think?
No.
At least 100, wouldn't it? Be at least $100,000.
Shouldn't be.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't
Really?
think so.
You might get close to 100 depending on what you got. But we're building
Yeah.
a 46 by 128 in Wingate, and that's 199.
Well, see, I don't
All
know.
kinds
Not
of,
gonna
Like-
be the-
yeah, it's got all kinds of extra stuff in it.
So,
Okay. Well, see, I don't know what price are. Seems like the price of everything's so bad that building a building would be phenomenally expensive.
oh, reimbursement, we got reimbursement spectrum for all the locates, you got?
No.
Thought they were supposed to pay us back within 45 days of the contract.
That's what the
I thought that was
contract
just the
was.
locates for, this is, I thought it was locates for them installing the lines, that this is home, that the individual home getting locates. I didn't know we'd be getting reimbursed for those two.
They're
It said
coming back,
locates.
they're coming back to bore again because they didn't do all of it. So
Those were all locates, wasn't it, on
I thought it was all located.
the
Yeah.
first spectrum?
Well, somebody else is taking over for Urban Cable now.
Where did you tell me that was today, Kendall?
Alley of Sunlight Telecom. And I finally called because he left me a message. I called, left him a message. He called while I was at lunch. I called him back and got his machine again, or his voicemail. And I said, well, the guy you need to talk to, and I just gave him your number and I haven't heard back, so he should be calling you directly.
Okay.
Do we have an invoice for locates for this month?
I don't think she got it done yet.
Okay.
Because I don't have my part of it done. This is our Tom Electric that's coming back to board this other stuff.
Sunlight Telecom?
Yep.
That's all I got.
And Fiber Construction, there's two different companies coming.
The only thing I have, and this is in front of us, stormwater, you can get grant money. I talked to Christie. The only thing is to get grant money, the stormwater fund has to be 501 per household. I don't know what the penny has to do with it, but
We're charging for.
yeah. So we'd have to
Oh, yes.
wait. I'm not gonna do it right. I mean, I wouldn't want to raise it right now when we just started it, but.
Yeah, they're already mad.
But that's what she told me.
Charge Christy Gerald.
Huh?
Charge Christy Gerald. Okay.
And she said you'd have to charge a household 501. And where the penny can, like I said, I don't know what the penny has to do with it. $5 even sounds, but whatever. So if that's something I want to think about, but I'd probably wait till next year. I don't think I'd want to ruffle any more feathers on raising it.
$1 and a penny.
You say it's too Oak Creek
Or
or what?
I'm not sure if it's through Okra or not. I'm not sure on that one. She just said that she can, that it would be 501.
I'm sure this young man would like to have something done with stormwater, since his basement floor floats.
Yeah. I'll bet the extra dollar and penny.
Yeah. Me too.
It's everybody else. But yeah, that's what she did tell me when I talked to her about that.
Like asking for the Okra, because if we don't go through this water project, you're gonna get
Well,
another 5 years.
no, that's the other thing. She told me that that would just be for water. You could still get money from anything else. If we had to do
I
sewer,
gotcha.
the stormwater, it didn't matter. They just wouldn't do it for water, is what she said.
Whatever happened to the Amish guy that was trying to buy the silos down here? The grain bin,
I think he gave up.
did he?
Somebody supposedly bought it from,
We've heard that so many times though.
yeah, I forget.
I just wonder,
It's
cause
for
it's
sale.
been a while.
I
Somebody
saw
from
it.
California wants to buy it
Yeah.
on the tax or commission or something.
And then put it for sale. I think for 45,000.
Or it lowered, I think. I don't think it started out at 50.
Yeah,
But Jay could buy that and put an office there.
there you
Yeah,
go.
make a nice building for office, then you can turn one of them silos into public swimming pool. Make some money on the side.
Heck of a deal.
But my insurance guy would be proud when I.
Buy the ice cream joint down here too, have ice cream right down there by
I
your
pull
pool.
him up on some grain bins that's half fallen down. He'd be proud.
I think that's the only thing I have. Have anything?
Nope.
All right. Kendall, what do you have?
I had talked to Kevin Accord, who's the one that did the heaters at the sewer plant, about lighting at the pavilion. I've never heard anything back, so Jay and I were talking, actually, last month, or I was trying to get electricity going for the ball guys to get the pitching machine going.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and turned the power on over at the pavilion and didn't realize, I just turned everything on, the lights were on, and I looked down one night and the lights were on the pavilion, like, oh, and they've been on for a couple weeks probably, but I never look out there at night, so I didn't know they were on. So anyway, it did make the bill go up about $7. But there's a broken picnic table again, and more broken light bulbs. Or just one, so we're down to 3. I think there's 6 or 7 across there, but we're down to 3 now, because I found another one on the ground the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay and I were talking, and I had this thought too when it was on, about if we got LED bulbs, maybe just leaving the lights on all the time.
They make that.
If that would
A
deter,
flat LED light that you can't, that's really what you need.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know if they're throwing something, they're not putting ladders up there, but this
But
one
you're
bulb
not
was
leaving
out
them on.
completely.
To try to deter it, I would put LEDs in there, those flat LEDs where they can't break them, but that's,
There's not getting progress on somebody coming to quote, putting lights in there, so.
I don't think I've raised the electricity bill too much down there.
You said it was up $7 for the pavilion, and it has to be from that couple weeks that the lights were on, and I didn't realize they were on, but.
It's not bad.
And it was pretty bright. I feel like there's your LEDs in there. They're in modern bulbs, so I don't know if they get really expensive, leave them on
so it's
all the
gonna be
time.
$50 a summer to leave those lights on. I mean, I don't think it's gonna break it.
No, but I mean,
I'm gonna buy new LED lights, and you're gonna be way over that. I mean, I don't. Yeah, what it is.
they make a dawn to dusk light bulb.
You can put a photo cell on there.
Yeah.
Photo cell, that way as soon as it gets dark, face it to the west, as soon as it gets dark, it'll,
But I mean, it's gonna be undercover. Well,
you know,
Mhm.
you have to bring it out of that breaker box and put it right on the side of the wall. Or
and then they'll
the
probably
post
rip
out.
that off the wall. There's just,
Put it on the roof.
Tell your town cop to go down there and do his job for a little while.
Yeah.
but I mean, anyway,
He's downtown cop, I haven't seen him forever.
I don't know what the answer is, I mean, you put cameras in there, but
I haven't seen him
what's that
forever.
cost?
I've heard something about cameras that you can, I think it's $10 a month. It's a Wi-Fi camera or something. You don't have to have
Cell
Wi-Fi. It
camera.
sends, yeah, it sends information to a cell phone.
Yeah, that's what we have for hunting.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
And we've talked about cameras. I've been here 11 years, and there's been talk about putting cameras at the park every flipping year, and it's never happened.
Mm-hmm.
ever. And a former police officer said he put a game camera up in my neighbor's yard to watch the park, and that never happened either. And also said they'd install cameras in here, and that never happened either. I've got cameras
Do
sitting
we
under
have,
there.
okay, I thought we got some.
Yep.
Mhm.
I mean, if I knew what to do, I'd do it myself, but I'll probably fall through the ceiling. I'm so coordinated. But I don't know how to do that stuff. But anyway, so that was what I thought about, just getting LEDs and leaving them on all the time. I mean, I suppose I could create a habit of going down there every night, turn them on, but
I just do the dusk to dawn thing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Can't
the
turn it
dust
off.
to dawn light bulb in the sockets.
Well, the
they're
LED
just
is
saying-
dust to dawn, it's a whole
It's a
dust
whole
to dawn
system.
light, so. It's got a fluorescent cell build on it.
Okay,
Yeah, if
but
they
is
put
it
them
just
up in
going
the
to a
top
regular
there-
light socket is what I'm saying?
If they put them up in the top there, it's gonna stay on all the time, because you're gonna have to have an electrician put a photo cell out there
mm-hmm.
to make that work.
So, what do you guys want to do? Or just a thought?
I'll get a price on the lights.
What, LED lights?
Yeah.
Don't you have some of those black, don't you guys sell those black ones around here about that thick, and they're about 8 inches in diameter?
Probably get some. We had those ones from the lumberyard, but they're this big probably.
Yeah, I thought I'd seen some small ones there, but maybe not. Put some new bulbs in there, I don't care. Most they're gonna be breaking light.
They figure light bulb.
That's what's in there.
Are they all the way up in the peak or are they just
Mm-hmm.
on the,
Yeah, they're up high.
sure, the metal screws might. I think pretty hard on it, but break it in all the time.
I tried to get some of the, in those hot barns, they used to have like a glow, that
Yeah.
metal. But I don't know where to find these at anymore. There's not. You have to change the actual whole porcelain part to. I'll call Kevin McCord, the guy that has done some work for us here before. He might be able to get those still.
They're different from my Kevin Accord. He knows
This
it's
is
Kevin.
MCCORD.
Yeah, and the guy that did the heaters is Kevin Accord.
Marty.
Oh, Marty Accord? Oh, there we go. No, they don't have the same first name, Marty Accord.
So, did you get? You got?
They never have come back out to finish that.
That's what I was thinking.
They know about it, they've been reminded several times.
I'll have you, I was gonna ask if you texted.
And is this Marty Accord that we're talking about
Yeah,
for the lighting out there? So
Mhm.
that's who I thought I talked to about.
that's weird, because
Like
man, they were
Pavilion.
just all over it when they came out that first time.
Yeah,
Really nice guys to deal with.
and I think that's the same guy I talked to about heaters at the
Well,
well house.
Wow.
Must
So,
be shorthanded and busy and all that.
I'll text you on.
okay.
I'll wait to hear from you, Josh, see what he says before I call this guy.
They did really good work.
Don't hear something from me, call me.
Set it right here on my phone.
So Sheila Young came in today, upset because she got another bill for her mom's place. She came and threw it on the desk and said, "I'm not paying this." So I said, "Well, you requested it to be shut off May 5th. She says, "No, I asked for it to be shut off in April." So kudos to my deputy clerk because she documented what took place with Sheila. She made a note on April 12th. Sheila Young is paying her mom's bill for January, February, March, April. She said then she'll figure out what she wants to do after the holidays. Then on May 5th, she left a note with the payment stating that she's not sure why there was no usage on her mom's account and her usage was 1053, but the bills are the same. And I explained to Sheila, which Sheila used to do this.
Yes.
Okay, whether you use 0 or 2,000 gallons, you get the minimum bill.
Mhm.
She's been paying the minimum bill for her mom's place for probably a year and a half or more, maybe, I don't know how long. Anyway, so she claims the readings were wrong and she wants the service turned off. So when she came in today, I explained to her, I said, you requested to be shut off on May 5th. Well, the last closing of billing was April 15th. So you have usage from April 15th that you're being billed for to May 15th.
Right.
But I requested to be shut off in April, whatever, anyway. So kudos to Mary Ann because she documented and on May 5th is when she requested it to be turned off. I called and explained that to her. She came back in and yelled at Mary Ann about it. And she said, I'll pay for the night. And I told her there was 19 gallons when they shut it off. Well, there's been no one there. My brother mows it, but he doesn't go inside.
Somebody did.
So anyway, I'm just telling you about it. I asked her to come. She wouldn't come to the meeting. So I'm just telling you about it. She would have said, I don't want to pay the bill. And I'm just telling you, she doesn't want to pay the bill. The water's already shut off. I'm just telling you about it.
There are collections of.
Yeah, have the attorney send it to collection. That's why we need that handheld thing where there's no, they can't say, well, that's you guys misread it. You guys misread it. There's no misreading in that.
I mean, it doesn't matter if she didn't use any water. She still would have.
I know, and I tried to explain that. So I think it'll eventually be okay, but I need you guys to say that she has to pay it.
Yes,
So
She has to pay it or it goes to collection.
well, there'll be no results from collections, but what I do is send.
Yeah,
I
you
send
put
it-
a lien on the house.
Yeah.
Then when she decides to sell it,
I just send it to Trex. It's much easier. And they take it from her state tax refund. I've gotten a lot of results from that. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that. The only other thing is, I was curious if we ever want to go, our nuisance ordinance address abandoned properties, and we have so many here in town. And that one at the north end of town,
Yeah.
yeah. I just wondered if we would
Kurt's.
like to pursue those, send something.
I said we need to send one on Kurt's house back there.
Oh, I wouldn't, I can't even see that one. I didn't know there was one back
That's
there.
Johnson.
Is it John?
Johnson's got it.
Yeah.
It's-
I didn't even know it was back
I
there.
think in there it says in the letter, then town marshal has to file that paper, send the letter.
Mm-hmm.
And after so many days, it gets turned over to the attorney.
It's unhabitable. I mean,
Yeah, well, some of these, like, the nays, I'm not talking about Kurt's, but I'm
Well, they all need
north
it.
on
If
Kingman
you're gonna
Road,
do
yeah.
one, you gotta do them all.
Karen Markowski is in Florida. She's even still living. This house where Carolyn used to live, 202 Vine Street. I think some real estate company has that. They've also bought the house just south of the Methodist Church. It's changed hands twice in a week's time.
Oh my gosh.
It's what it is. It's real estate. They just go and they look for properties foreclosed on or for sale or whatever, and they buy them online and then flip them around and sell them. And it's, yeah. And Ron Hicks's house, Leroy York's house, that trailer next to York's, I had no idea. I walked by there the other day. It's completely stripped of the metal and all the insulation's exposed on it. On 3rd Street. What? I never go on the side streets. I had no idea. So, yes, send a letter.
Whatever the new, yeah,
Say
the ordinance
nuisance ordinance.
says.
Then I'm gonna,
The ordinance.
what's that?
I thought there was a letter with that ordinance thing that we used to,
Yeah, there's a notice to an abatement notice.
the
Yeah.
cop has to fill out.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah. But a lot of these are gonna have to be mailed because they don't live here.
Rather, he has to fill them out.
Yes, I'll have them fill it out and then send it with a letter. But with the mail service, who knows if they'll even get it? I still have an outstanding check and I need to get that written off that was mailed to you, to the Hillsborough Hardware 2 years ago. And I haven't filled it to Tipmont for this year that's never been cashed. It's lost in the mail. Indianapolis is an absolute train wreck.
It is.
It's awful.
It's
And
bad.
and our stamps are going up July 13th to 78 cents.
Again,
Oh, wow.
you need to buy more. before it
Yeah,
goes up.
before it goes
And
up.
I'm assuming postcard stamps will too. The last thing is I'm gonna be gone again June 19th to July 5th. I'll be here for the board meeting on the 7th, but I'm going to babysit my grandson. Okay. Just FYI, that's all I have.
Say meeting adjourned then.
You did.